now.
Well, hello everyone. I know some of you. Yes, this is thrilling. Does everybody know each other at this point? Yes,
Yeah, I think we're good on that.
we'll go right through. I think in the interest of time that we will hold questions. If you have questions, you can call me. And I'm chairman of the new member orientation committee, but all guests are welcome as well as regular members. So my name is Sandra Collingwood, and today we're going to cover the essence of what our organization is all about. Now, this organization is meant to be, this orientation is meant to be inspirational as well as informational. And what I'm saying today, about 95% is already on the website. But sometimes you want to learn a little bit about what's in between the lines for an organization, how to be a little bit more successful than what you might be reading in all our wonderfully printed information. So has everybody, most people been on the website? Everybody's visited our website. And I do want to emphasize Facebook now, because as a Facebook group, we have a lot of wonderful things on Facebook. So be sure and check every so often Facebook and the website. Now, I'll be including today a few general marketing gems along the way, concepts I wish that I had known when I was newer in business, both relative to PWN and to marketing in general. We heard some very good things today from our speaker, and it was a good review for those people who are more experienced. So that was very valuable. Now, our permanent motto is PWN means business. In the past, every year we've had a different motto, but this one, PWN means business, became so popular that now we even have somewhere a giant banner, and it says PWN means business. So when we have big events, we go and we search for it. Megan, do you know where that one might be? Are you on mute?
I can go dig in my warehouse. I will check it out.
You hear me? I want to make sure everybody hears me. Yes? Okay. We're okay? All right, good. We were founded in 1983 on a very stormy, dark night, and it was thought that not very many people would show up. However, there was standing room only, and we knew that we had hit a nerve. And that was many, many years ago, but look, we're all here. It's so exciting. This is my first time making a presentation on Zoom. So please forgive me if I get my head cut off or if I bend down a little bit. This is quite interesting. We will hold the questions, as I may have mentioned in the for time's sake. Okay, I'm going to.
Sandra, you went on mute. You went on mute. Take it off mute.
No more touching.
No more touching. You stay right there.
Oh, with my papers. This is a real learning experience, friends. Okay, Article 2, Objectives, Section 1. Provide a support system and forum for working women and women in transition with a meeting place to share ideas, skills, and information. PWN is an organization for professional women to network, encourage awareness on issues that affect women's businesses, professional and personal well-being, providing such information to PWN members through a variety of communications media. That's in Section 1. Section 2, to become a power within the community for the benefit of all working women and to work with other professional organizations on professional issues that are mutually agreeable to promote the cause of working women. Now, of course, we now have some men in our group, and this is going to be updated at some point The last bylaws were written, I see, in 2017. So at some point, we'll get Gene Stallings and someone else to sit down with some of these rules and update them. But for the most part, it gives you an overview of what our organization is all about. Okay. Now, regarding in this organization, you will have fun, you'll gain an informal education, and you will do business with the decision makers in our community. Okay. Now, a definition of networking that I like is long-term relationships that lead to dollars down the road. Or basically, let people know what you have to offer, and when they need you, they will contact you. Now, be sure when we get back to our live meetings to bring your business cards and other marketing materials to place at our events. You want to always have something concrete with you. And wearing your name tag. Sometimes it's so difficult to introduce one person to another. We've all been there. The name slips your mind, you want to introduce them. So do wear your name tag when you do remember. And a real key to success within this group is a commitment, in the beginning at least, to attend as many events, evening meetings, lunches, coffee talks as possible. So mark them on your calendar, whatever way you keep the calendar, for the coming 6 months, I would say, because you bring in a wonderful energy, and that's really meaningful for the whole group. So that's your first assignment today, is to mark those events ahead of time. Get them first on your calendar. That's really crucial, because if it's already on your calendar, then you won't put something else in its place. Another saying I like is, remember, if you're not appearing, you're disappearing. It generally takes, I'd say in the old times with live networking, about 6 months to 9 months for the women to connect you with your business. And as I mentioned, when they need you, they'll call you. Now remember that we are farming, not hunting. We plant our seeds, fertilize, water, cultivate the soil, and then produce our crop. The quality of the planting will reflect in the quality of the crop. Sometimes you really need to pull the weeds. What is an example of a weed? Missing meetings, criticizing the competition, not becoming involved in any aspect of PWN. All right, what happens if you say to yourself, and we've all done this, well, if I miss this meeting, it's no big deal, nothing will happen. That's right. If you don't attend a meeting, nothing will happen, because no effort was put forth. It even takes effort for these wonderful Zoom meetings. It takes effort. You have to have it on the calendar, you have to put it first, and you have to keep coming, because it's wonderful to see consistency whenever you're able to. Repetition equals recognition. I've always loved that. These are ideas that I picked up along the way. Sometimes I had to sit through some kind of educational marketing program for 6 hours, and I got one idea. But that one, repetition equals recognition, is wonderful. So be honest with yourself about your sales energy standpoint. Know what your energy capacity is, so that even when you come online, and especially for an evening meeting, we're all working at home a lot. So if you can, take a 15-minute or a half-hour nap, so that when you appear on screen, you'll look alive. And that's something wonderful, a great addition to your business. Okay. Now, evening meetings start at 6 o'clock and are generally over at 7:30. Our lunches go from 12 to 1, and our coffee talks go, I believe now, from 12 to 1. Is that correct? Yes. Mm-hmm. Our 10-second introductions. These are key. You have a fertile group listening to you, and someone may need your services right then, and they'll know who to call. So this is a benefit of membership, and you state your name, your company name, and a brief tagline. And sometimes lately, We've been asked a wonderful question. Today we had the wisest thing we ever heard. That makes one think. So everybody's clear with the 10 seconds. Sometimes we're going on, aren't we? Sometimes we get 15 seconds. But it's something that you really need to practice, because over the years, we've seen people who stumble over their business name, or sometimes one time even someone's own name. And that's because, especially at the evening meetings, if you're coming from a very quiet environment, you certainly, when you have to stand up in a group, it's a different energy level. So you want to practice that in your own home many times. I recommend that. Clarity is very important. The audience needs to understand what your business is all about from the information, mainly in the tagline. And you don't want to be too vague. Not something like we offer the chance to make lots of money. Sometimes with multi-level marketing ideas, that's what happens. You know, I'm looking at people here. Shauna, are you still with us? Shauna Weber, I see that there's one of the sheets. Can you hear me? You can all hear me? I'm not hearing you. This is a little bit different doing this on Zoom.
We're unmuted because we're listening to you.
Yes,
Oh,
we're here.
Feel free to keep this.
If you want to ask us any questions, yeah, ask us any questions if you want to, and we can unmute.
Oh, ask you a question. You can unmute.
If you want to, if you have one for us.
Well, in the interest of time here. Now, I have a little basketball here, kind of cute. And this concept of TOMA, T-O-M-A is the acronym, top of the mind awareness, is so important. And what is an example of that? Well, if I say the word basketball, you might think of something round and then maybe something kind of orange or rust and sometimes a little bit of shading. But if I say basketball, you know what I'm talking about. Everyone should strive to own a word, maximum 2 words, in other people's minds. Of course, our business is now spot removal, so I want to own spots. But sometimes when people get up, they're not entirely clear. They're a tagline, as you've noticed, probably even as the women went around introducing themselves and the gentlemen. So if you can learn to choose a word and own it. For example, if I say chocolate, something will come to mind, a brand name. Or if I say trucks, a brand name. So you want to be on top of everybody's mind with your business. And that's something that takes some thought. Choose that power word. After the concept of TOMA, positioning is very important. What makes you different from your competition? Now, even within PWN, I remember we had 4 or 5 accountants at one time. They were all terrific, all good people. And when they stood up, some of them were smart. They said what they specialized in. And then they were like having a niche. And so that's important too. I myself made up a word called networking. Networking is where you're networking everywhere. At the post office, at the market. Now, obviously, we're all six feet apart now, but people do fudge. Have you noticed? They fudge. And if they're a little bit closer to you, you could comment on their jewelry, on a pin. You want to start a conversation, if possible. There's all kinds of ways of networking during the day. And whether it be at a post office or wherever, take the opportunity when you see it. I'm not a shy person, but I'm kind of refined. And so I had to learn to step outside my comfort zone. And it was successful. So I think everybody should do that too. The 4 topics that are most successful in marketing, I found this very interesting. There's 4 topics: kids, pets, food, and sex. Those are the 4 gems. If you can tie your business in any way with kids, pets, food, or sex. Wow, you got something there. Spot removal ties in nicely with pets and kids. But I heard this from a real expert. Oh, I see a smile. 9 of 5. Thank you.
Did I hear you right? Did I hear you right? What was the fourth one?
Oh, the fourth one was sex. Okay, so we have kids, pets, food, and okay, there's only 5. There's only 5 of you here, and I know you all, but that's pretty helpful if you don't remember anything else.
I'll just start my president's commentary next meeting with that topic.
Well, why not? If you're here, you can give out.
Or
Nothing's
Have you, Sandra?
copyrighted. You'll get a laugh. A real laugh. Okay, monthly showcase. Well, we have, generally in the past, we've had 3 to 4 members at our live meetings. But are we having one now, 1 or 2? I understand that we no longer have our news brief letter, but that Facebook now has a lot of entries that are very interesting. And all of us.
Done? Okay, I'll come and write you a check.
Oh,
Sandra?
who's talking to me? You. I'm sorry, Jody.
I'm handling the email marketing now. So all the email is coming out of Constant Contact and I'm managing that and creating it.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All righty. Now, consider getting involved in PWN by getting on a committee. So Gay and I are on the membership committee, and that's been wonderful. Thank you, Gay. So think about your gifts and your talents, what they are, what you like to do, and bring them into our wonderful organization. Come early and stay late if you have when we have a live networking opportunity, and I'm sure that will be coming up. Maybe we can't have a whole bunch of people, but maybe we'll be allowed to have 6 or 10 people as things open up. Our general policy on men, we do not ask men to join, but legally we must let them join if they would like to. And we have some very committed men. And so they've been appreciated, especially for moving furniture and such when we've had events. But that's the main policy here. We don't go out and ask them to join. Our policy on guests, I'm not entirely clear on that right now, but I know that is no doubt, it's probably in the bylaws right now. I'm not sure if it's correct or not. Does anybody know our policy on guests? Because there is something written in the bylaws, so you might want to check that. Now, there is a wonderful synergy that can occur when you become a member of PWN. And I've created an acronym called MAGIC. And you bring your motivation, your actions, your goals, your inspiration, and your commitment. And then all thrown into the pot together, you wind up with a wonderful synergy. It's like a chemistry that this large group has. It's been wonderful for me over 27 years, running a full-time business with employees. You have ups and you have downs. And through all of that, you have a lot of emotional support from PWN. Here in this group, you're helping women, you're helping your business, and you're helping your community. So it's a trifecta of something really special.